We are live. Fighting out of the red corner, Glen. Hey guys, welcome to Glen. This is my channel. My name is Glenn, and I'm trying to vlog as I go along my cryptocurrency journey and trying to show to you guys what it's like for a normal dad, normal husband, just a normal guy trying to make his way through cryptocurrency and the space. If you want to follow my journey, please click the subscribe button down below, or the big red button, and give this video a thumbs up. We all know, I think, that it's going to get at least one thumbs down. I think we all know who that's going to be. But let's move on to the market. So Bitcoin has continued its run, actually, of its value. So I actually withdrew my money from Hashflower, as I told you guys yesterday, at what was it, 0.107 of a Bitcoin, which equates to about, at the time, $1,100. Now, I noticed that obviously Bitcoin got up to about 11k, and then it sort of dipped back down, and then it was hovering around 10.8. So I actually converted, yo, Frederick. I actually converted my Bitcoin into Ethereum using GDAX, which is this site here somewhere. I did have it up a second ago. So you can see here I've got 1.217 of Ethereum. Because I thought, do you know what, out of all the big ones, the only one that hasn't had a big push is Ethereum. Obviously we saw a massive boost from Ripple. We saw a massive pump for Bitcoin Cash. We saw a massive one for Litecoin. Neo went up massively, and I'm sure all the others. I know that Dash has worked its way back up into the $700. Monero's up to 318. I thought, do you know what? The only one that's really stayed still is Ethereum. So obviously, I've put my bet on that horse, but it's, if anything, it's gone down in the last 2 days. It was at 9.50, now it's at 9.30. So bit frustrating, sorry, but it's not, the end of the world. Obviously, my money's still the same value as it was 2 days ago, essentially. Shizard said, "Hi, Glenn." So actually, both these people in the chat are in the Telegram group chat, which you can join. There's a link for it just down below. Click on the link and you can join our Telegram group chat. It's free, and it's just a load of guys like them, like me, and we just all talk about what we think about different topics in cryptocurrency. One that seems to be popping up quite a lot, and not just in the Telegram group chat, but a lot of comments on my sorry, let me just move on mic. On my comment section on YouTube, and I've been sent a couple of messages. It's Hungarian, just a simple S. What was I going to say? I was going to say, a lot of people asking me about Miner 1 and Hydro Miner and One Rock or something like that. They're all ICOs that have come up, that are all a bit like Envy, and they're all mining, startups. There's a couple of them out there. There's one in particular that I saw. I can't remember the name of it. I think it might be the Miner 1. Didn't trust it at all. It just looked like a really polished website. It didn't have any sort of substance into what equipment they're going to buy, how much they're going to mine, what sort of coins they're going to buy. Let's turn these messages off. But the Rock one, that looked pretty cool. So they're going to set up all mining equipment in a mountain, and they're going to use obviously the cold air that travels through these tunnels within the mountain to keep the equipment nice and cool. And they were saying that it's going to be very cheap electricity because they're going to run off of a power plant that's there. The only thing with those is that they're quite static. So if their country decides mining's illegal, or if they take advantage of free electricity, or anything like that, there's not really anything they can do about it. If they get shut down, that's it. You've lost, your investment, I suppose. Whereas obviously Envian are mobile, so they can just move wherever they want. A bit more decentralised. I quite like that nature of mining, I suppose. I still believe that Envian is the best and cheapest way of getting involved in, if you like, I suppose, a cloud mining or a mining ICO. I still believe, while we're on that subject, let's have a look how much Envian is worth at the minute. It's gone down today. It's gone down. It was up. It was up about 20% when I woke up this morning. It was up to 95 cents. Sorry, 94. Sorry, and now it's dipped back down to 88. So it's been hovering. I think the lowest was 75 something cent. The highest was $1.20 or something. Yep. So it's been hovering around that sort of mark, which I think is pretty good actually for, I mean, without the actual market cap determined on this website, obviously if once the market cap's determined, it will be sort of a top 150 coin, but at the moment, or token, sorry, at the moment, because the market cap isn't on there, they're right at the bottom. So people that are trading it, I assume, are people like me who have known about it or been interested about it for a little while, who want to see how it does and stuff like that. So they already know. So it hasn't obviously hit, if you like, mainstream with other cryptocurrency investors. I don't know. And they know roughly what the worth is. They know that it's worth about $1. So people are seeing it at 70 cents thinking, oh, that's a bargain, because they know it's roughly worth $1. And then obviously people that are paying sort of $1.20 are thinking, oh, it's only worth $1, I'll keep it down. So it seems to be just hovering. But I think once it gets a bit more exposure, a bit more press, advertising, I think Envian will start to go up. But what's really going to do it is when they start paying out dividends to obviously token holders. Once people start realising, oh, so if I just hold on to these coins, you obviously at first it's going to be a very small amount of Ethereum, but if you've got sort of like, I don't know, say 2,000-3,000 tokens, you're going to start receiving X amount of Ethereum every week. People are going to think, oh, so if I just hold on to it, I'm going to receive $5 a week or a month or something like that. Yeah, God, I wouldn't sell these tokens for this much, and that's when I think the value is going to go up. People are just trading them at the minute for the sake of it. Some people get the idea and they say if they buy them at 70 cent, that's a bargain, because they're going to hold on to them tokens and then obviously start receiving dividends within the next sort of 4 or 5 months. Whereas some people just, obviously, if they've got into this and they've thought, right, this is going to be, I'll invest in this ICO, and then it's going to be a 10 times coin within the first couple of weeks, and then I'm going to dump it. Token must be in your ERC20 wallet. That is correct. So just to make you aware that you have to have your tokens. These are ERC20, which is Ethereum blockchain tokens. They have to be in an ERC20 compatible wallet, and then your whatever wallet they're in, that wallet will start to receive the dividends, which I think will probably be within the next couple of weeks. But the first lot of payouts are going to be so tiny that they're probably not going to be worth talking about. But obviously I'll report to you guys when I do get anything like that. But as the MMU units ramp up and as they build more and more, and obviously there'll be more being mined every single day, then the payouts will get bigger, and therefore we'll all benefit. And then that's when I think the token price will really start going up. Once people start, oh, so that's a passive income if I hold this coin, which people really like. People like to say, I'm earning, £500 a month from this coin if I hold so many of them. And I think that's going to only push the price up of the coin. So, yeah, that's envying. Going back to the topic of the cryptocurrencies, there's a couple of things that I've been gutted about the last 2 days. One, that I didn't just hold on to my Bitcoin, because now I traded it for Ethereum at 10,800. They're currently at 11,800. So what's that? It's gone up. It's gone up an extra £1,000, dollars, sorry, which means that's about 10%. It's gone up 10% since I traded it 2 days ago. So obviously, if I had, I'm sure this is how it works. If I had $1,100, then I would have gained an extra $100 in the last 2 days. But obviously, I've missed that train. So now I'm thinking, oh, what do I do? Should I convert my Ethereum back into Bitcoin in case Bitcoin starts going into the 12,500, 13,000 range? And then I'll feel really left behind. Or do I leave it as Ethereum and hope that Ethereum does have this big pump one day in the next couple of days? Someone brought up a good topic in the Telegram group that Ethereum never really went down that much in the big dip that we just had. Ethereum did go down, don't get me wrong, but it didn't go down like, say, Bitcoin went down sort of 50% of what it was worth. So where it was worth 12 grand at that time, it went down to 6. Ethereum was worth 1,200. That, from what I can remember, that didn't go down to like £500-600. Dollars. Sorry. It sort of stagnated around 7, and then it worked its way up to 8. Ethereum was one of the better performing during that dip. It was, I thought it handled the dip quite well, and this really made me think, God, do you know what? I think Ethereum's got a good way to go this year. People still need it to invest in new ICOs, and obviously it can be used as a form of currency. It's fairly cheap and fast to use. So I was thinking, it's going to jump back up to sort of $1,100-1,200. So I'm still waiting for that. It may never happen. It may keep dipping down. It's gone down since I've been talking to you guys. It was at 9.33. Now it's at 9.30. So I'm going to hold on to it until tomorrow, and I'll see where Bitcoin is then. But this is my fear. Eventually I'm going to convert my low Ethereum back into a high Bitcoin, and then it will happen. The Bitcoin will slowly dip down, and then Ethereum go up, and then I'll lose out on Satoshis even more. So that's my fear. That's what keeps me up at night. Yes, keep the tokens in an ERC20 if you want some dividends. Ether will be strong in 2018 because of all the ICO tokens. Yeah, I think Ethereum this year is, at some point, I know they're bringing out, this is what worries me. The main guy, I can't pronounce his name. He has got quite a few ideas, few soft forks and upgrades to the Ethereum blockchain. Some people agree with him, some people don't. He's looking to make Ethereum a proof of stake as opposed to a proof of work type of blockchain, which some people do and don't like. I've seen pros and cons for both sides. But obviously this creates, whether you like it or not, it creates a level of uncertainty. So people are not sure. And when you've got that, it makes people not confident, which means therefore they'll back off investing in it and potentially invest in, say, Bitcoin, where nothing's really happening with that apart from Segwit and the Lightning Network, which seems to be working, because when I did that transfer from Hashflare into my GDAX account, it was super fun. It was, I would say instant, but it was, a little bit behind. It was seconds we're talking about. Vitalik, yeah, that's it. Something like that. Yeah, so that's it. We only seem to have 2 people in the chat. How many people have we got on this live video? 3. See, I actually, this is earlier than I normally have done videos in the past. And I didn't know whether the time would fit in with people, because last time I did a video, we had like 20 people on it straight away, and that's quite late for me. It was about 11:30 last night, and that video went on for an hour, as you guys probably know. Hope none of you killed yourself while watching that video. But that was very late, and obviously I didn't go to bed till 1 in the morning. My little girl's had me up because she's been quite ill from 5 a.m. I'd say 20 past 5, I think it was, because my wife will correct me otherwise. And so that means I've only had about 4 hours sleep. So I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll do a video earlier and I'll get an early night. But obviously I've picked a bad time because only Frederick and Sillard66 seem to be with me. So thank you guys for sticking by. So that's what's happening with the markets anyway. This is another big mistake that I think I've made in the last 24 hours. So I even talked about it myself. I've even done a video, talking about buying coins when they're about to hard fork, gaining the coins, and then obviously deciding whether you want to dump them or not. So it would be very stupid of me to do that. You can see, there you go, look, hard fork, basics, up and coming forks. It'd be very stupid of me to miss out on an opportunity like that. But I will announce your video now. But I did. Litecoin last night did hard fork, and it successfully hard forked into Litecoin Cash. So for every one Litecoin that you owned yesterday, so this might apply to you if you owned Litecoin last night in one of your wallets. It hard forked into Litecoin Cash. For every one Litecoin that you owned, a full coin, not just like 0.5 of a coin, you would get, I believe, 10 Litecoin Cash. So I obviously have about $1,100 worth of Ethereum. So if I'd gone into GDAX and then transferred my Litecoin into, I don't know, some Litecoin wallet, held on to it just for last night, I would have probably got, what's that, about 4.5 coins. So let's say 4. Obviously I would have received 10 Litecoin Cash. And currently I had a little look on the internet to see who's actually trading, and this website that I come across on a Google search was yobit.net. They're trading Litecoin Cash, 1 Litecoin Cash for this much Bitcoin. I'll put that into Google and it's saying that it's worth $7.53. So if I'd got 40 of them last night, we are the hardcore followers of Team BitGlen. Yes, get in. Glen always live. We live, baby. Oh, my lights just went out. Damn. What's happened there? Bear with me, guys.